Hello, welcome to part 2 of we're reviewing the top 24 rookies.
Well, we hopefully gave you some interesting insight in the first 12 names, and now we reach down to the top 12. This is where it gets more exciting.
Yeah, so part 1 we basically counted down, we gave our thoughts on players from 24 to 13 on the Fantasy Pros consensus list, and now we're counting down from 12 to 1, so the most important decision you'll make in your rookie draft.
That's where it gets more interesting, because we certainly don't follow the Fantasy Pros ADP. So
no, we certainly
very
don't.
Interesting.
Right, starting with number 13, that's Hakeem Butler.
Yeah.
Drafted by Arizona in the 4th round, pick 1 in the 4th round.
It's really crowded. I mean, the thing is, before the draft, he was quite highly thought of, Hakeem Butler, as one of the best wide receivers coming into the class. I think one of the problems that this draft class has had, which is really interesting, everybody said that which I think is very funny actually, is that the 2018/19 draft class, or 2019-20, depending on how you look at it, draft class, was not good at running back, but was really good at wide receiver. But actually their locations generally were poor. So it ended up...
We'll talk about more as we go through the list.
And I think his one is crowded. So I think the truth is there's a route to success for him.
Well, they've got Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, he's still going to have at least a year or two.
Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
They've got Andy Isabella.
Yeah. Good.
They also drafted Keyshawn Johnson later. And,
you've got David Johnson, who's a good pass-catching running back as well as a good running back. So there's a lot of mouths to feed. So the truth is that this is a project player. This is going to be really hard for him in that situation with a rookie quarterback to come in and produce. So I'm a hard swerve on Hakeem Butler over year 1. I see value later, but I haven't got time to wait 2 years for him.
You've got to remember that obviously, we've got a rookie quarterback at Arizona, and could be a very talented one. We'll talk about him in a minute.
Yeah, very, very interesting player.
It's a very crowded wide receiver. They can be they were the worst team in the league last year. So again, that's not great news, is it, for any fantasy player? The good news, though, is initial reports. We're talking in May 2019 here. He's already struck up a rapport with Kyler Murray, so that could be all important with. His fantasy value.
It's a little bit difficult to actually put much stock in it yet, because obviously many of the veterans get time off of these rookie camps, because that's one of the kind of perks. So obviously he hasn't worked yet, or not fully, or not officially, with the main players. So rapport is a very interesting thing.
Yeah, the rookie camp.
But it can be very important. But I think when you've got Larry Fitzgerald who can,
you get a buyer at pick 13?
No, I can't. Can't do it.
I said this was 12 to 1, but he's obviously 13 to 1.
Yeah. He's falling further and further down my draft board.
Let's just see.
Sorry. Love the player. Landing spot was just terrible.
I'm just going to look up, because we've done a number of drafts where he's been going in our...
Yeah.
Let's have a look. He's gone from highest he's got is 16. So when no one's took him at 13 in our community at all. We've done a number of drafts.
Yeah.
And his lowest is 22, so I'd say that's probably about his true range.
Fair. It's a fair range. I think that the community's got the range about right. There's an opportunity and a potential for the players to mature into something, and I think that's the right range.
Yeah, 16 to 22.
It's perfectly fine. It shouldn't be any higher. Unfortunately, Fantasy Pros got it higher, and I think that's wrong.
Number 12, Noah Fant, obviously drafted by Denver, first round.
Yeah, he's the ideal number 1 tight end in this draft class for me. I totally get that. He is the number 1 coming in. I think
it's more so than TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah, I got Hawkinson second, but it's splitting hairs. Both tight ends aren't going to be relevant year 1. No, they're not. Am I going to put any stock value into getting a tight end? No. Do you know what I do with tight ends generally? Unless it's for later, I ignore them, and then I trade for one that I like. It's a very simple formula, but it really works because there's just no value in tight ends. Unless one of these guys matures into the next Travis Kelce really quickly, or Gronk, then I'm all in. But by that stage, it will take a bit of time to figure it all out, and I don't believe their landing spots necessarily equate to that.
16 overall in our community.
Yeah.
He's 12th consensus, so that tells you everything you need to know, really.
Yeah.
One good bit of news is that Joe Flacco, if he is the quarterback, which we think he probably will be at this point,
I think
Drew Lock.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know if Drew Lock will take over, but
Drew
he loves the tight end, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I mean, I think what you're looking at...
Noah Fant could do something.
I think if I had to make a prediction now of Noah Fant's range, and I haven't fully done this because I don't really put any draft stock into it because it's not enough to make me worry about it, you're looking at about 350 to 500 yards, 3 to 5 touchdowns. That's okay. That's in the pack of all the tight ends. That's all right. It's not exciting. I mean, what's that? 65 to 80 fantasy points? I don't care.
It's not going to win you a league.
It's not going to win you the league, and it's not going to detrimentally affect you if you take him late in the draft either. So I've got no time for this. It takes too long to mature into a tight end of value, often 3 to 4 years. I think I'll wait. To
be fair, he's 6'4", around at 4'5".
Got a lot of value. I totally see it. I get it. I see the reason why he's gone that high. But we're talking fantasy, so not for me.
Not for me either. All right, number 11, Kyler Murray. What are your thoughts on Kyler?
Well, depending on the draft formula, if you're talking about quarterbacks having a premium and being, if you're 2 QB league, then he's number 1, arguably number 1. But in a standard league or a PPR league or Dynasty league, anything normal, 12 is probably about right. I've got him at 11 on my board.
He's 11 on ours.
I equate him closely to a quarterback that's actually one of my favourite to ever watch at all because of height, because of his ability to run, because of his way he works the field. He reminds me of Doug Flutie, and that's the closest. I say Doug Flutie because if you watch tape on Doug Flutie, because I'm too old and I know the tape and I love the player. Doug Flutie had this gift for manoeuvring around the pocket, dodging out of trouble, ducking under arms, throwing the ball down the field. He's got all those qualities as Kyler Murray. Very, very smart QB. And another thing that is missed, actually, people say he's too small, 5'10". No, he's not. He's got great... When he releases his high point on the ball, he's as good as a 6'2", 6'3" quarterback. So it's not as important as people make it out to be.
How good can he be?
He can be amazing. I think he's a good player. I think he's fallen in the right team. I like him a lot, and that's why he's at 11. And actually, if I had a late first-round pick, which I don't often, because I often have higher up the board because I really wanted to attack this draft class, I would have taken him if he fallen there quite comfortably.
He's ranked 11 on Fantasy Pro, he's 11 on your board, and he's actually 11 on our community.
And that's good.
8 to 18.
That's very good.
18, that's really good.
That's good value down at 18. And you can't argue that. So, I like the player. I think there's a really good chance. I mean, you're not talking year one, but as a rookie prospect coming in, great opportunity to start, great opportunity to mature into something.
If you're a QB needy team.
And I really like the landing spot, and I'm very quietly convinced that I think the talent's there, and I'm not going to argue. I like him. He's exciting. He's the best of the bunch by a mountain and mile in this draft class. Normally I've always got somebody underneath that I'm able to identify that's actually better, but this is one occasion where the draft class is such.
And you played a bit of quarterback,
he's the man for me. There's no arguing for me. I like him. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. And he's smart.
Okay, so
very smart.
I mean, if you got 2 or 3 quarterbacks, you probably pass on him. But if you got one and say.
If you're maturing sometimes the quarterback, you might take a player here not because he's going to be relevant because you've already got them, but because you can trade on the stock value. If he turns into something really good first year or a very exciting player, people will give you more for him, so he's definitely worth the bet. He's going to be worth more than you. Just people are going to be surprised how good he could be. He could be very exciting. And older quarterbacks are about to leave the league. A number of them are going within the next 2 years. So there's going to be a definite need for the arm, the trigger man, and he's got a great chance.
You could lose people like Brady.
And obviously natural injuries and other things will phase a couple out, which we won't be aware of now. A good one to watch out for is things like Cam Newton, how he actually... things like that could be very serious, actually, more than people...
He's throwing shoulders.
It's quite important, so we don't know. Just to be wary of it. So anyway, very interesting player, good chance.
Okay, number 10, TJ Hawkinson. He's down to tight end 1. Tight end 2 on your list.
He's tight end 2 for me. He's outside. He's pick 16 for me. I wouldn't pay that high premium for a tight end. I've already given the reasons why. Opportunity is definitely there, no doubt about it. A lot of people are very high on him, particularly because it's Detroit. That's an improving team, isn't it? Do you like his opportunity, or what's your sort of thoughts?
I don't know. No. Same as you. I avoid tight ends.
Yeah, I'm not drafting them.
I mean, look at Ebron. He came out. He was highly fancied. Well, Matt Stafford didn't use him. Look what he's doing with Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Why would I want another? What's the last Detroit tight end that was any good?
It's been a year, and I can't even think of one that's out there. Go 50 years. I've been around long enough to know that they've had 50 years of misery. Detroit. Good luck to them.
Yeah, well, that is true.
That's very true.
Sorry, Detroit fans. Sorry, there's nothing you don't know already.
They've had to live with that. Real shame for the organisation.
Can you think of a tight end that's been good with Stafford?
No, I can't.
Right.
No, and I'm swerving past all rookie tight ends, and always will. And all you ever see me do is just pick up anybody else's trash. I'll take someone else's trash veteran tight end any day of the week. And give you an example of that. Delaney Walker. Don't sleep on him. Just because other people give up on the veteran as good as he is, I'll take him any day over these guys.
Just because he's 50-year-olds like Sean.
Yeah, I'll take him. That's all right. Anyway.
Okay, number 9. Debo Samuel for San Francisco.
Well, I'm actually
second round pick.
I'm actually a big fan of Debo Samuel. He's actually 6 overall on my list, and this is going to be a bit surprising. 6 overall. It's only because I really like the team and the way they're improving. I like some of the pieces going in. I think Debo is very underrated as a wide receiver, and I think he'll have a role year 1, but I think he matures year 2 and 3 into something quite special there. I can see an 1,100 to 8 to 10 touchdown guy in 2 or 3 years easily, but the first year is going to be a bit tough. But I see the team improving, making the right steps. It's still a work in progress because unfortunately Washington committed the biggest faux pas when they let Kirk Cousins go and the way they did it.
That was crazy.
And that's affected their development going forward a little while. Now I think it will get better for them because next year's draft class, there are a few trigger men in that are quite interesting, but that's next year and it's a long way off. A lot can happen. And I always urge people, don't think that 2020 is the gold ticket to fantasy success because a lot happens in a year and a lot can go wrong, and it often does, and a landing spot kills all dreams. So I think all that I need to say is I think the guy has a real interesting route to success, and I do like him, but I'm not that bullish that I've taken him at 6, as Al will tell you. At no point in any draft have I been that high that I've taken him. I've actually taken some other players that I felt have just had a better landing spot.
You know, the highest he's gone in any NFL.
I think it's late, actually.
10.
Yeah.
And the lowest is 16.
Yeah.
So.
And I actually think that's kind of the range you want to get in, is beyond 10, but no further down than about 15, and that's probably fair. So that's about right. But I like the opportunity.
I think mainly because
it's not. But
this
is not. This is. I have to make this absolutely crystal clear because he's not high on my board. I'm not enamoured. I just see that as when you look at all the wide receivers that are coming in, he actually has a real route to some fantasy gold here, really quickly.
Okay, number 8, Marquise Hollywood Brown landed at Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, he's got
first wide receiver drafted in the real NFL draft.
Yeah, he's got to be. I mean, the thing is, he's got to be high on anybody's board purely because of talent, and there's no doubt. You know, I've got him on my board inside a first round. The trouble is, the landing spot is just desperate. I mean, I hate the landing spot so much that I will swerve past this player at every draft because I know that he's going to go too high for my blood, and so I've avoided like the plague. I think the TFP league actually have got this right. They've generally drafted him at the right spot, and they haven't overpaid for his services.
Highest he's gone is 10.
Yeah, and the lowest
15.
And that's about right. Yeah, I agree with that. Down there, the perfect draft spot.
Someone's got him as high as 14 on Fantasy Pro. 4, sorry.
Yeah, it's crazy value. I mean, there's no doubt, very talented guy, but this is a very desperately difficult situation. I don't like it for year 1, and I'm not even confident for year 2. A lot can change, so I'm swerving.
I mean, Lamar has his skill.
Well, what's his main? What's his main strengths? I mean, the thing is, this guy's a running quarterback, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a quick route to fantasy gold, and Lamar Jackson definitely has some real value for you this year in fantasy. But that's going to be at the detriment of his wide receivers, without a shadow of a doubt. If you look at accuracy, I mean, people slate Josh Allen for accuracy issues, but the guy was working in Buffalo Wings with really subpar team, bad line, and everything else. This guy had some real advantages. This guy's had some real advantages, and the truth is, his accuracy is very serious. So I don't like the situation. I'm swerving all the time with this guy, 100%. Sorry, just not going to be.
But not because of talent.
No, talent's great.
As we always say, opportunity
trumps talent. Yeah.
And unfortunately,
do you agree with that?
Well, yeah, I do. Totally, yeah.
Good.
I mean, I don't mind taking him sort of 11, 12.
Yeah, you're down there because that's a perfect place to pick a player.
Because the talent's there.
Yeah, you've got a chance. You can marinate. If you're picking down there because you've got a good team. Probably.
And Lamar can improve.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got every opportunity to improve.
He's got a year to hone his talent, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, that's his first year in the league. Doesn't mean he's going to be like that every year going forward.
Not at all.
Okay, number 7. He's got we both like a lot. Paris Campbell.
Loved him to bits. Everything felt perfectly. Now, Paris Campbell, before the season started, I will tell you, was my 108. It was my sleeper. Sorry, it was I apologise about that. It was slightly outside that. I think it was a 110 for me actually, because Henderson was my 118. But Paris Campbell was my sleeper wide receiver. I think I mentioned that very, very clearly on my list that he was the guy I really liked as a wide receiver. his landing spot has bolted him up my door. I really love him.
Yeah, I mean, this is the exact opposite to Hollywood Brown. He's playing with Andrew Luck.
It's perfect. T.Y. Hilton's got 2 or 3 years left of ability. He can learn under him. He brings in a unique skill set. He's working with Andrew Luck, who bounced back from his injury last year. Their running game looks like it's turning a corner. They've got the perfect 1-2 punch. I really like the line. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the defence. There's a lot to like about the Colts, and Paris Campbell just fits like a glove. It's a great fit. I'd be very surprised if he's not year one of some value, fantasy-wise. We have to temper expectations a bit like we did with Anthony Miller.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably that kind of production, 5 to 700 yards, 6 or so touchdowns is probably realistic year one. But year 2, 3 and 4, I think that's where the fantasy gold comes in. I see that as a really good pick and a really interesting pick.
I mean, his main attribute is his speed. He's 4.3140 and that is red hot. So,
yeah, he's good.
And it's good enough to get him the ball. I mean, if you can get him the ball...
Give the guy a yard and Andrew will give it to you. So he's got every chance to do really well, and I think he'll take some balls. He's got speed to take it to the house, so there'll be opportunities for him to shine year one. There'll be flashes of genius from him, and a bit like Anthony Miller, but I think this guy has a little bit more longer term value.
Yeah, he's gone between 6 and 12 in our draft.
And
so
if you're getting him at 6, that's great value, and if you've got him at 12, that's amazing. So I much prefer to get him deeper down, but yeah, anywhere in that range is great.
I actually got him 15 in my first rookie draft.
Fantastic.
But that wasn't a TFP one.
Yeah, no, you take that all day long.
Okay. Number 6 is AJ Brown. Again, he landed enormous talent.
Yeah.
I think the first catch he did at practice was a one-handed grab where he got his feet down. Amazing.
Yeah.
But Tennessee, isn't it?
Well, what can I say here? I mean, before the draft, of course, he'd been arguably everybody's number 2. Okay, arguably wide receiver 2. He was very high on my board. He's just slipped right off. Landing spot killed it off. Yeah, he's inside the first round, of course, of anybody's draft board. He is mine, but I'm not picking him at his ADP, and he's so low down on my board that I'm not going to get in there anyway because somebody else would have picked him.
Someone has him at 1. I mean,
it's monstrously stupid because let's face facts. Corey Davis hasn't shined. Other wide receivers haven't shined. Unfortunately, Mariota is a good quarterback, and I mean that.
Not great
but not amazing. Has had opportunities to shine. Had opportunities to shine, but hasn't. And what do I expect for him to do? Yes, there's a career there. Yes, I think he's going to need a change of personnel at the quarterback position to really bring the best out of him, and I'm afraid that's a few years off.
He's not rate Mariota at all.
No, I can't. I'd take.
I do not rate Tannehill at all.
No, I would take Josh Allen over
especially
Mariota. There's so many
especially as far as wide receivers go.
Yeah, I don't think the landing spot's been incredibly cool for a player that potentially had wide receiver, with the number 2 wide receiver coming in.
Well, Davis was the top wide receiver in the rookie draft a couple of years ago.
AJ Brown could end up being the number 1 eventually in Tennessee as a wide receiver, but it's not this year. It's probably some point, maybe next year or the year after. That's a long time in fantasy, and there's no way I'm buying a player in the first round that can't do anything.
It'll probably be cheaper by then. So
yeah, you would not pay a premium this year, get another player, and then go in and get him if you think there's an uptick.
I would have him around 12.
Yeah.
In our draft, we've been going between 6 and 14, so that pretty much everyone feels the same. Landing spot, not talent again.
Yeah, absolutely. So
okay.
I think we can agree with that.
Number 5, and probably wide receiver 2 overall. He probably does have a good chance for year 1 at DK Metcalf.
Well, we are going to have quite considerable difference of opinion here on this guy. So obviously he's in my first round of my board. I appreciate what you're very bullish on him, and the situation is good for him because obviously we now know that their number 1 wide receiver is set to retire. So
he has retired.
So that situation means that there's could be a brand new sheriff in town in terms of wide receivers here.
Well, you talk me through the wide receivers.
There's not much to talk about. The only one that really is relevant is Lockett.
Yeah.
And has he ever stayed healthy? Last year, surprisingly, he did. But many years he hasn't. So the problem is,
a bit of Will Fuller. He's got talent when he plays, deep passes he catches, but he doesn't.
I mean, the problem I see with DK Metcalf is I think while Lockett plays, I think DK Metcalf has a fantastic opportunity to do better than many people suspect. I think that's true. My concern with Lockett is he goes down quick. And then you end up in this awful situation where no matter what the metrics, no matter how great the guy's in physique, I mean, as a monster, this guy is just ridiculous. And if you do get a chance, watch the video of him talking to his coach with his top off. It's one of the funniest videos I've seen on YouTube. It's really quite funny. The coach gets his top off, and that's actually really funny because you realise just what difference between the two of them there is.
And there's no reason to draft a player, by the way.
But it's a fantastic bit of fun, and shows you how jacked up this bloke really is.
Yeah.
And he did everything you can ask of him. He was great in the combine. He's been, he did everything at college level. But my concern is if Lockett goes down, it is so easy to take out a rookie wide receiver year one. So I think if
it's opportunity,
I think there's a great chance though, and so I totally get the pick. And it's like the only thing is it's my personal bias here. I'm luckily never had to pick him. So
well, I keep getting picked 5, which is annoying because. That's as high as I'd have him,
and you managed to get a few shares, and it's a good. It's opportunity.
And it's always been a decision between Paris Campbell and Metcalf for me,
and that's fair. Both have a similarly
slot. I know Seattle are a running team primarily these days, but
things change.
I just like Metcalf. I mean, things change. And look at what he's in front of him, Lockett. I mean, you've got more of you. I mean, who else?
Yeah, there's nothing to beat out. I mean, the truth is, there isn't anybody that worries you. I mean, the thing is, this is Lockett and his back. He's a wide receiver too straight away, so there's relevance. And we know Russell Wilson can throw the ball all over the place, and I do think Metcalf will get used. So I'm not going to underrate him, and I'm going to probably do a lot of work on what I think his stats are going to be in the end, because there's definitely value there. And at that pick point, can't argue it.
I mean, he runs 4.33.
Can't argue it. Can't argue the fact.
He's got the height, he's got the speed. That's something I like in a receiver, which is why I feel Valdez.
And a lot of people love him, and I can totally see it. Luckily, he's been going too high for my blood, and I haven't had to pick him, so I'm quite comfortable with that.
Yeah, I have picked him, and I hope he could turn out, but I wouldn't pick him above 5. So I want to.
Well, that's fair. That's totally fair. And he's going 5.
5 is fine.
Yeah.
I think you've got a pretty. In our draft, it's really borne out. He's got as high as 5 and low as 7, so
tells you everything.
That tells you where he goes, 5, 6, 7.
And I put him on. And I'm going to be honest, I put him on my board at 12 because I knew that although I rate the situation and I rate the player, I didn't want to actually take him because I'm just a little bit more bullish on a few other opportunities because I'm looking at what can give you the most amount of fantasy points you want to. So I'm kind of been a bit. I've done the gambler thing. I've gone for what I think is the best edge. And I think he's definitely got room to do a very big job there. And I do think you're right that he'll have big fantasy value down the stretch.
Okay, let's go to the top 4.
This is where it gets interesting.
I mean, 4 is David Montgomery.
Who's my number 2 on my board?
Yeah, no, I can totally see it.
And my number 2 all year long. And I'm going to say this now. Probably destroys Tarek Cohen's ADP value because people forget very, very quickly forgotten that David Montgomery is actually a 3-down back who's just sitting there. Now, what the Bears want to do on their offense under Nagy is they want a 3-down back so they're not one-dimensional. See, the problem you have is when you have to change your personnel, it's pretty frigging obvious, not being horrible, that you're about to pass the ball. That was the issue. Now, I'm not saying that there are not situations where they can put 2 running backs in or situations where you want to use Cohen. Of course there is. But I would say that you now have to put Tarek Cohen's value down. The ADP chart's a bit realistic. At the moment, nothing reflects this. So his ADP is still very, very high because of the great work he did last year. And I do think Tarek Cohen has great value, but not at his ADP range, whereas Montgomery is arguably one of the best backs in this draft class and has fallen to the perfect spot in a great team. And I really love his what's going to happen for him. I can just see him having a very nice year indeed. So
it's not just Cohen he's got to beat down, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, you've got Mike Davis, but I'm not worried about him.
Mike Davis?
Yeah.
You say you're not worried about him, but he kept Penny off the field, rushed out Penny in Seattle last year. So, and he's still young.
The unfortunate thing for his...
I mean, I don't think he's going to keep Montgomery out, but
no, it's the
stock
stock value.
You've got to be aware that is possible.
It's the stock value of where they took Montgomery, to be honest with you, for me, it tells you everything the Bears are likely to do, and I think that's what will happen. I think it will play out very simply that Montgomery will have a great chance. Tarek Cohen will still get sprinkled in, but it'll be a different kind of year. But will the ADP reflect that for Cohen? I don't know. But Montgomery is really, really exciting.
I don't think they'll use Cohen this, but what they were trying to do is get Howard to, like Sean said, they don't want to telegraph it that Howard can't catch the ball, and he couldn't really, could he? We all know that.
I play a lot of 2 running back sets. Me, if I was the Bears, keep everybody, keep everybody honest. It's really difficult.
I think Cohen is so electric. He's just too good to leave out.
And Montgomery is horrendous to tackle through the centre. So first hands don't bring him down. It's what's going to make it really exciting. Get him out in the flat. He's deadly. Exactly, really good. Breaks so many tackles.
And Mike Davies shouldn't be ignored.
Oh, he'll have a chance. But I think it's Montgomery's backfield. So he's my 2.
So Howard's gone to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Which brings us nicely on to number 3. Saquon Barkley.
Just ask one question before we do on David. Where's he gone in the TFP league? Just for people's interest.
Basically, he's 4 overall. Yeah.
So we're agreeing with the consensus value.
He's gone as high as 2 and as low as 4.
Yeah, I've taken him a few times at 2. If I'm honest, that's fair.
So he's our 4th overall.
I didn't wait till 4. I just took him.
Number 3. So Howard's gone to Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley described Miles Sanders as the best running back in this draft. You know a bit about being a running back.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Miles Sanders?
Hate him. It's not in my hate him. He's 8 on my list now on my board. He's dropping away all the time. I don't like the situation for Philadelphia Eagles. I think there are so many blooming backs there. It really, really worries me. I don't think it's obvious that he's a 3-down back. I think there's an opportunity there, but people are taking him so high. Thankfully, I haven't had to worry. I mean, he's often going at 3. Fantastic. And I'm not touching him. I'm swerving and avoiding if I can. I'll take him and then trade on him. I'll take him if I think I'm going to get some value out of him. That's what I would do. But I haven't had to take him, and I'm not a fan of him. And I totally understand.
You're not a fan of him or not a fan of Philadelphia?
It's Philadelphia. It's Philadelphia for me is the problem, not the player.
You've got Jordan Howard, you've got
don't like it.
Reynolds Moore,
there's lots. You've got Corey Clement. There's a lot in there. Now people can say Saunders is definitely going to get all the work, but Philadelphia is like New England. When has that been obvious? It's not. It's like it's not that obvious.
Well, they're worse than New England because they actually do use everyone, so it's even more.
Yeah, it's really not a sort of situation I like. I don't want to risk a high pick, and it is a high pick. It's often 3.
Yeah.
And I think our consensus reflects that at 3 as well, and the TFB side's 3. I'm just not picking him at 3, and I'm avoiding that because I think he should fall lower down because of the situation. I get it. My board, I think it's fair at 8. I'm happy with picking him at 8, but he'll never drop there. Not with the way it is, and that's fine.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the top 2 now. N'Keal Harry, he's the consensus number 2.
Yep, he's my number 1. So I've got him at 1 overall. I've had him at 1 overall for I can't remember how long, but it's been a long time. I mean, how long have we been shouting about this guy?
Since we've been going on about Gurney being dead. December last year.
Yeah, I've kind of been. I'm kind of hinting that if I get a number 1 pick, and I've had a few, I'll take N'Keal Harry most times, unless I'm trading and getting more picks or stock value. And generally,
when you say I had a few, you mean number 1 picks, not beers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, it's a bit of both. But I've taken N'Keal Harry number 1. I'm very bullish on him. He will be a player that you will see focused on quite a lot this year. We'll save that for another video. All I'm going to say to you is this is one wide receiver who could be year 1 value for me. He has real value. They rarely come along like this. He fell to the perfect landing spot, New England, I don't think can believe their luck. Now, the thing is, what people don't get about this guy, the knock on him, is very simple, is they say he can't run all the route tree. Now, depending on whose route tree you look at, it depends. Everybody has a version of a route tree. There are generally 9 to 12 routes on a route tree. Let's just use the old-fashioned coaching method and say 9, it's like a clock. N'Keal Harry is elite at 4 of them. And that's all you need in the NFL, because there have been many great players who have only been good at a few. And is he elite? He is elite, because this is the nightmare that everybody's going to have to face with New England. You have N'Keal Harry, and you have a corner or a safety on him. Do you man up to him? Do you stay one-on-one? If you do, he kills you with his size, speed and strength, because all that Tom Brady has to do is put it into his shield inside of his body, and if the guy breaks 1 tackle away, he goes. If you give him 5 yards, which is the logical thing to do because he's that big, Tom Brady will throw the ball to him and he's going to get 7 or 8 yards before he gets tackled. And they'll do this all the time because that's what he's capable of. And the other thing he's good at, he can take the defense top off really easily. And he's the best, if not tied best, with your white side man.
I'll take your
I believe he's the best in this draft class by a mile at high point in the ball. And if you watch his tape, he's deadly. And I honestly believe year 1. I'm very strong on him, and I'm going to save it for the bold prediction of this, but I will say this. He'll do well year 1. He's going to be fantastic by year 2. So don't sleep on this guy. That's why he's in the top 2 picks.
One thing I think really people don't mention, that if Brady retires, which is probably going to happen in the next 3 years,
then
he's playing with a rookie quarterback. I'm not a legend. Does that affect it in any way?
Well, we have to worry
Or do you
about.
sell him?
No, I think what you do is really simple. I mean, you have to look at what's happening now and then calculate ahead. This is New England. It's Bill Belichick still under the coach. He's still the coach. He'll have a plan.
Bill Belichick.
If he goes, that's different.
And
if they go, then you
They
trade.
might well go together.
You trade at that point. But at the moment, for the next year or two, and all it will need is 1 or 2 years, this guy's going to come out the gate firing. I think he can do really well year one. He could be very relevant. There's very few that ever do. He has a special chance to do exceptionally well year one.
Okay, well, there you go. Sean, very bullish on N'Keal Harry. Consensus number 1, Josh Jacobs.
My number 5 now.
5?
Yeah, not. I mean, I get the logic of the situation. Number 5. I get the logic of the situation. I totally see him as a 3 down back. I get the fact he will produce yards. I totally get that. But this is the Raiders, and you know I absolutely hate the situation the team is in. I do get the logic, and I see why other people rate other running backs ahead of him. And obviously, as I've had to, been a draft or two where you just have to take a guy because he's there. I get it. He will get all the work. He will get yards. He will get a decent.
He's got the opportunity.
He's got the opportunity. I can't deny that. But 5 on my board reflects that other players I like. It doesn't mean that I won't take Josh Jacobs 2. I have done. It's just we've got some good players at the top end of this board. He is one of them. He has every opportunity to shine. But he's just not my favourite. N'Keal Harry is my number 1. David Montgomery is my number 2.
Is it because he's got to beat out the muscle hamster and he's your favourite player of all time?
Possibly.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you've only got to beat out the muscle hamster.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
Royal
not-
went down with an ACL.
There's nothing to beat out. It is his job. He will have every chance to shine. But there'll be in a lot of game scripts where it
And
is.
for a rookie to get a lot of work, obviously that's why he's going
The problem, here's my rub with him, right? So if you want to know why is he 5 on my board and what my concerns are over him. Alright, he comes from Alabama, that's good, there's no concern there. He had a very short sample size of work, which is my big problem. The other problem with him is you go from maximum 10 games, he wasn't playing 10 games, but you go from a maximum of 10 games in a college to 16 NFL games and the physicality of the elite players. And often rookie running backs who don't have a big resume, it doesn't mean it can't work. I'm not saying he can't do it, because he's proved that he can, and all running backs need is a fraction of an inch of daylight and away they go. It's the wear and tear of the NFL. I see him in a rookie wall year 1. He's going to need this full year for him to work out. He may be the exception. Maybe he shows durability that we've not seen. But I would suspect he hits a wall and then struggles quite massively, where you see those sort of 60-yard gains, a couple of catches, and struggles because down the stretch is more wear and tear. That's my issue with him, and we'll see how it plays out. And that's why I think what could happen to you is you take, and this is the struggle with redraft as well as Dynasty. At the key moment when the season's closing in on the finish line, you paid a high price, and then suddenly the big asset just ain't playing for you as well as he should. You've got to put him in because what do you do? He's had good weeks. You have to roll him in, and then you pay the price at the critical time. So I'm not as bullish as other people on him, but I see the logic.
So the positives are he's got great opportunity being a 3 down back.
Yeah.
You're worried about his durability, and you don't know if he can take a high workload. We just don't know. Some players can, some players can't, and we don't know with him. He's going 101 consensus, so
it's a lot. I mean, look, think of it this way. Think of it this way.
If you needed a running back,
yeah,
and you had pick 101,
I'd take David Montgomery all day long. Above Job.
But if you needed someone to play,
David Montgomery, because he's going to play because of his brutish style of running, and he's very, very good between the tackles, can catch as well, and they've got Tarek Cohen, a good line, got everything going for them. David Montgomery's a very, very easy man to put in, and he's got a credential, a workload that tells you this guy can play. So I don't have any problems over his durability, and in fact I think fits another fit like a glove. You take that all day long in fantasy. And you happily take him over Josh Jacobs, where there's a few more issues that could come out yet that we don't know about.
Well, there you have it. There's our thoughts on the top 24. We'll be discussing, who our sleepers are, but then we'll be doing one on rookie flyers, so it's round 3 or later.
Yeah.
If you looked at our previous videos or even our recap video, you'll know we've got a pretty damn good record of that. So.
Yeah, looking forward to doing that together, and we'll probably do it like we did last time, where we both select 5 players outside the top 24 that we all focus on, and then reveal our list together and see who shakes out.
That's a good one.
Good.
All right,
Excellent.
stay tuned. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like.
Please subscribe, and we look forward to you sharing our videos and hopefully commenting and giving us some advice on what you think.
Thanks very much. Bye.